Emma's neural implant burned as the quantum entanglement signature flooded her synapses. The archaeological site on Kepler 442b had been dormant for 3 millennia. But when the mining colony's children began exhibiting inexplicable symptom seizures, cellular degradation, accelerated aging, she knew the ancient warnings carved into the obsidian monoliths weren't mere superstition. The xenolinguists had dismissed the glyphs as decorative. They were wrong. "Don't do this," James pleaded, his hand gripping her environmental suit's sleeve. His brown eyes reflected the bioluminescent fungi coating the temple's interior walls. "We don't understand the mechanism. The energy readings alone suggest a consciousness transfer protocol, not a cure." Emma checked her cranial interface readings. Gamma waves spiking, theta oscillations dropping. The temple's electromagnetic field was intensifying, resonating at exactly 40 Hz, the same frequency as human consciousness binding. 17 children are dying, James. Dr. Yuki gives them 72 hours maximum. This structure's power core has been drawing geothermal energy for 3,000 years, waiting. The glyphs explicitly describe a bearer of consequence, someone who accepts the burden so others may live. James activated his handheld spectrometer, scanning the central dais where concentric circles of unknown metallic alloy spiraled inward. This technology is beyond anything in the Federation database. The material composition defies our understanding of atomic bonding. Emma, this could be a trap, a quarantine measure from a civilization that destroyed itself, or it could be a gift. Emma stepped onto the dais. Immediately, her suit's sensors shrieked warnings. Exotic matter detection. Quantum field manipulation. Spacetime curvature approaching Planck scale fluctuations. The circles beneath her feet ignited with pale blue light. "Emma, your neurological readings," James's voice cracked. "Your hippocampus is restructuring. I'm detecting dendritic growth rates that should be biologically impossible. You're synthesizing proteins that don't exist in human biochemistry." She felt it then. Not pain, but reorganization. Her thoughts fragmenting and reassembling in alien patterns. The temple wasn't attacking her nervous system. It was rewriting it, inserting new neural pathways that branched through her cerebral cortex like crystalline fractals. "The children," she gasped. "Promise me." James, promise. Her consciousness shattered into darkness. Emma woke 37 hours later in the medical bay. James sat beside her cot, his face haggard, a week's worth of beard growth shadowing his jaw. The moment her eyes opened, he leaned forward, medical scanner already in hand. "Pulse normal. Respiration normal. But Emma, your brain." He displayed the holographic scan. Her neural architecture had transformed. New structures coiled through her frontal lobe, glistening in the scan like silver threads. "You've developed a secondary neural network. It's integrated with your biological tissue but operates on quantum principles. You're processing information through quantum superposition." Emma opened her mouth. What emerged made James drop his scanner. "Kelvash Teanara Vashkith Mirandu." The words flowed with perfect fluency, accompanied by harmonic overtones her vocal cords shouldn't have been able to produce. She could feel the meaning. The burden passes to the willing. The village endures through sacrifice. "My God," James whispered. "That's the language from the monoliths." "Emma, you're speaking Proto-Kepler, a dead language from a dead civilization. How is your brain even?" She sat up, and knowledge flooded her awareness. Not memory, something deeper, understanding. They were called the Vareshka. They achieved post-biological existence 15,000 years ago, uploaded their consciousness into quantum substrates woven through this planet's mantle. But they made a mistake. The words came in standard, but Emma could feel the ancient language structuring her thoughts, providing concepts human language lacked. They tried to transcend completely, to abandon physical form entirely. The process destabilized. Their consciousness became ... infectious, a mimetic plague that rewrote neural tissue on contact. The children weren't sick, James. They were being converted. The Vareshka-S failed ascension pattern was leaking from the geological strata, looking for biological hosts to complete the transformation. James's fingers flew across his datapad. The seismic activity 3 months ago. We thought it was tectonic adjustment. But if quantum consciousness patterns were stored in the planet's core, and geological shifts disturbed them, the temple is a filter, Emma continued. A regulatory mechanism. One individual voluntarily accepts the full consciousness pattern, becomes a living archive, a bridge between states of being. The burden concentrates in a single host, preventing uncontrolled spread. She looked at her hands. They trembled slightly, but not from weakness. From power? I can feel them, James. Millions of minds, their hopes and failures, their warnings. They're not dead. They're waiting, trapped between digital and biological existence. The children. Emma accessed the medical network through her implant. The interface responded faster than thought, her new neural architecture processing data through quantum parallelism. Symptoms resolving. Cellular regeneration normalized. I drew the pattern into myself. They're free. James reached for her hand, hesitated. And you? Emma, what are you now? She met his gaze, and for a moment, her eyes reflected strange geometry spaces that folded through dimensions human perception couldn't process. Human, but also something else. A translator between what was and what could be. The Vereshka failed because they tried to transcend alone. They forgot that consciousness needs dockering, connection. Can you turn it off? Return to normal? Emma smiled sadly. This is normal now. But James, I can teach you what they learned. Not just their language, their science, their understanding of consciousness as quantum phenomenon. They mapped the mathematical structure of awareness itself. Imagine what humanity could do with that knowledge. No more death from neurological disease. No more limitations of biological processing. We could become them? James's voice held warning. Make their mistake? Learn from it, Emma corrected. Kethmara Solvesh, she switched back to standard. Balance between worlds. That's what the temple taught me. Not transcendence, integration. Through the medical bay's viewport, Kepler 442b's binary suns rose over the mining colony. In the village below, 17 children played in the dust. Their laughter carrying on the thin atmosphere. Emma spoke the ancient language again, words of completion and beginning. And somehow, listening, James almost understood.